I'm Shelton Carruthers from Canon Medical, and I'd like to welcome you to this webinar where we'll be introducing to the world our brand new 1.5 Tesla system, the Vantage Fortian. We have 6 speakers who will be taking you briefly through the features and solutions of this important new system, which we believe will advance MRI productivity at your facility. Canon is a pioneer in utilizing AI technology, which we've now launched under a new brand name of Altivity, to assist in workflow and diagnostics across the entire clinical pathway. And the Vantage Fortian successfully incorporates a number of these new technologies. We are proud to take you through what clinical needs and challenges we identified during the development of the Vantage Fortian and how we plan to introduce new workflow, image processing, and Shape Coil solutions to address them. Finally, we hope you will enjoy learning about the important concepts that drove our development team to create the new tablet user interface, which we believe will completely change your daily workflow in the MRI suite. But first, please let me introduce Akira Adachi, General Manager of MR Systems at Canon Medical, to say a few words about the vision for Canon Medical and MRI and how we plan to advance productivity. Adachi-san, please go ahead.
Hello, everyone. My name is Akira Adachi, General Manager of MR Division in Canon Medical. Canon MRI is focusing on outcomes-driven innovation with MR solutions that are highly versatile. Our continual innovation has delivered intelligent image processing technologies to improve resolution and accelerate scans. Our aim is deliver exceptional diagnostic confidence, a comfortable experience for patients, and enable efficiencies across your entire business. Utilizing market-leading AI technology, deep learning-based advanced intelligent clear IQ engine, AICE, is now challenging the traditional trade-offs in MRI. AICE harmonizes the resolution, speed, and SNR trade-offs by enabling faster imaging and restoring SNR. At RSNA 2021, we are proud to introduce a new product which is advancing productivity with new workflow solutions that allow you to move seamlessly through your day. During today's presentation, you will hear about many great solutions based on the theme or let's move. Canon is leading the way in integrating artificial intelligence into MR imaging to improve images and workflow. I welcome you to enjoy today's presentation as we introduce our latest solutions on Vantage Fortian. Thank you for your attention.
Thank you, Adachi-san. I'm sure everyone listening will join me in being inspired by the vision you've provided to advance productivity in the MRI suite. Next, please let me introduce Bruno Trier, Canon's Director of MR Research and Collaboration, to talk about the clinical needs and challenges that we all experience in MR imaging. Bruno, please share your thoughts.
Hi, I'm Bruno Trier, Director of MR Clinical Research and Collaboration, and I would like to share our thoughts regarding current MR challenges and pain. Even with all the progress made in recent years, MR still face some challenges. First, MR procedures are more and more diverse. The patient care implies the collection of multiple information, in particular with more varied procedures. And in the same time, the traceability and digitization of the information provided by the patient is made mandatory. Radiographers are facing more and more tasks with a shortage of professionals. With this reduction, radiographers see an increase in inherent tasks. And as a consequence, they are under an heavy workload. Now, radiographers usually move from one task to another without always being able to maintain the optimal patient monitoring. For example, the realization of high precision exam imply an important concentration for precise slice positioning. Linked to this EV workload, we should talk now about incidents in MR and their human and financial cost. For example, patient identity mistake is a common mistake radiographers should prevent. Sometimes a basic error as a side laterality could happen on the exam table and lead to a big mistake. But more recently, we have seen an increase in accident and some with very serious consequences. Also, invasive procedure could be a cause of incident that should be prevented using latest technology and latest sequences. If we now focus on patient itself, we could say patient anxiety still exists and must always be considered. Just coming to a medical environment is not something that is usual, causing a state of stress. For some people, this can result in severe anxiety and stress leading during acquisition to motion and could compromise exam results. All elements of the MR environment can further contribute to that stress, especially elements in contact with patients such as coils, for example. Patient comfort should be always considered. As we said, MR is an important modality, covering more and more indication, implying a higher throughput. MRI is answering an increasing variety of clinical questions, making it increasingly important to have the necessary flexibility in patient management. As a result, more and more procedures are done in MR as a first line. We should also consider the need of profitability under a high economical pressure. Because of this increase in workload, the need of strong confidence in sequence and image quality has been made mandatory. Therefore, the number of procedures is increasing, sometimes causing significant delays for certain exams. The need of fast artifact-free image quality is necessary in all conditions and in all situations, including elderly patients or patients with metallic implant, and in all complex situations. All those challenges have been considered by Canon Medical, and we will answer some of them. So now let's move to the solution.
Thank you, Bruno, for that insightful presentation. Now that we understand the challenges in MRI, let's talk about the solutions. It's my pleasure to welcome Masato Uchikoshi, Senior Manager of MR Marketing and Promotions, to introduce some of the exciting solutions from Canon Medical. Please begin, Uchikoshi-san.
Hello, I'm Masato Uchikoshi, Senior Manager of the Global MR Marketing and Promotion Department, Canon Medical. Highly adaptable and applicable to the broad range of MR imaging needs, Canon's continual innovation leads to definitive outcome for partners, patients, and clinicians. Canon's innovative range of MR solution is delivering on the promise of increased efficiency, streamlined workflow, and better patient care across entire imaging spectrum. We launched Vantage Fortian that is to be more cost-effectiveness with streamlined workflow solution. Tablet user experience for preventing human error, sealing camera for increasing efficiency of patient setting, automated planning assist technology for taking away existing complicated operation, With after COVID situation, Vantage Fortian system has gloss coating for easy to clean up. Vantage Fortian is intelligent MR with advanced productivity made possible. Please look at this procedure. This flowchart is from patient coming to MRI to leaving the examination. In terms of MR examination, there are many complex processes currently. Especially, it takes a long time for preparation and changing the patient. It can take up 2 and 1 hour to complete each step of the examination. On the other hand, we review the current MR workflow procedure from patient preparation to data transfer with voice of the KOL customer. And now we provide a new workflow solution for patient and healthcare professional. New workflow solution provided not only workflow efficiency and simplify, but also to reduce human error. We aim to reduce the time 1/4 by new AI technology so that hospital provided examination with peace of mind and useful diagnostic result to the patient. Today, I would like to introduce the workflow solution for especially pre-preparation, setting patient, and scan planning. Tablet user experience software solution for pre-preparation efficiency and reducing human error. For stable patient positioning and reducing setup the time, seating camera solution will support. And the auto scan assist technology will change from the complicated examination to easy and stable. This is a tablet user experience solution for improving the patient preparation workflow. This solution is expected to reduce human error by medical observation function and confirmation of body part and protocol next to the patient. In addition, not only the MR preparation room and radiographer, but also other hospital area and the core medical and the physician can grasp the progress of the examination in timely manner, which enable advanced preparation such as instruction for additional and delivery of the exam. As a result, tablet user experience software solution realized shortening patient waiting time, improved the workflow efficiency of healthcare professionals, the performing appropriate examination and providing outcome. Recently, wide-body MR became mainstream globally. Wide-body MRI provides patient comfort, but some concern like patient positioning there is. But our seating camera solution could be helpful like induce center positioning and reduce patient positioning time. Recently, variety of complicated MR method requirement has increased for wide area examination due to standardized diagnosis guidelines for each area coming. Therefore, it makes operations complicated and require specialized knowledge in that field. We provide an automatic assist function for this variety of examination in the full organ area. This time, we will introduce the functions focused on whole spine, liver, and the prostate examination assist functions, which are in higher demand for MR examination these days. While the demand for the whole spine examination, such as comparison with bone scintigraphy, is increasing for definition of abnormality such as bone metastasis, the procedure of the examination will be relatively complicated and the burden on the site will increase. Our whole spine line plus application provide an automatic assist function can quickly answer these needs. It is a solution that can meet the existing complicated examination and the diagnostic pain point from automatic slicing setting in the all direction to vertebral body numbering. It is a well-known fact that the number of the detailed diagnosis by MR examination for chronic liver disease, such as NAFLD and NASH, is increasing. We provide sure VOI liver and liver line plus that more easily positioning that patient at the center of the liver and support breast holding examination, including the contrast enhancement examination, such as the recognition function of the liver region and automated contrast enhanced timing setting. As men's healthcare, MR is performed in many hospitals as the detection and characterization of prostate cancer, which is now becoming the gold standard. It automatically recognizes the imaging area required for the prostate MR examination. And it set and execute the imaging cross-section required for multi-angle. Diagnosis is being standardized by pilots, providing support for stable, high-quality outcomes that is independent of operational skill. Thank you for your attention.
Thank you, Uchikoshi-san, and I'm sure everyone is excited to hear how Canon is reimagining workflow to advance productivity in the MRI lab. I'd now like to introduce Nami Matsunaga, the 1.5 Tesla product manager from our MR Marketing and Promotions department, to talk about some of the other new imaging solutions being released for the Vantage Fortian. Matsunaga-san, the stage is yours.
Hi, my name is Nami Matsunaga. I'm 1.5 Tesla Marketing Manager of MR Marketing and Promotion Department, Canon Medical Systems. I'd like to introduce about some key features. We believe these solutions will be big supporter for daily examinations. Iterative motion correction. This is a motion correction technology for motion artifacts caused by sporadic movement. Most famous motion correction technique is using radial sampling method. But this method has some issues of decreasing contrast or streak artifact by using big number of ETL and so on. IMC uses Cartesian collection method. IMC creates a folded image from actual data of a certain shot with undersampling first. Then estimate the misalignment from other shots and calculate the mismatch with the data of other shots. By repeatedly calculating the amount of movement as a known number, the movement is corrected so that the error is minimized. Therefore, IMC application provides image with maintaining tissue contrast and resisting sudden large movement without extending scan time. IMC has no limitation of direction. You can use it for axial, corner, and any kind of direction. This motion correction is more effective with flare sequences, which tends to reduce the detectability and visibility of lesions due to movement. IMC made possible to examine stable and increase productivity without extending examination time and rescanning. IMC is new motion correction technology that is friendly to patients, technologists, and radiologists. Rdc Diffusion is reverse encoding distortion correction technique. Normally, you use multi-shot technique and it increases scan time. Rdc Diffusion is intended to reduce distortion in phase encoding direction due to B0 field inhomogeneity or eddy current with maintaining scan time. Please look at this diffusion image. Distortion artifacts caused by it occurs in the boundary area with air are dramatically reduced. Rdc diffusion is compatible with XPER. XPER technique scans centers of case-based data and surrounding area data is undersampled data by using surrounding data and the coefficient. Rdc diffusion with XPER provides direct whole spine diffusion without distortion, especially cervical area. Rdc diffusion improves visibility of the lesions and provides the position information as same as anatomical images. These advantages made possible to simplify the next target examination and enable accurate diagnosis. Advanced Intelligent Clear IQ Engine, AICE, based on AI Deep Learning Reconstruction. Here is an example of MRCP. Body imaging is depending on patient situation like sleeping, moving, breathing, physiological changes when we use respiratory gating or diaphragm gating. Therefore, operator wants to reduce scan time with maintaining image quality. Combination of first 3D and AIC with appropriate scan parameter setting can reach the short scan time enough for breath holding. If you cannot get enough diagnosed images from blur because of patient situation, until now you use only 2D6 slice images from each direction. But if you use this combination, you use 3D breath hold MRCP instead of 2D. The solution can reduce examination time and artifact. In this way, we can offer first technique and AIC combination as a great solution. This is liver hepatocyte phase image and the diffusion image. By AIC with compressor speeder that is based on compressor sensing combination, 3D examination is possible with thin slice with high in-plane resolution. By switching the utilization from high resolution to high temporal resolution, you can see hemodynamics with short scan time merge phase, and you can get perfusion information with grasp K-trans and so on. We have received reports that it's useful for distinguishing between benign and malignant lesions from doctors. Thank you.
Many thanks, Matsunaga-san. These solutions certainly bring a robustness and confidence to the MR environment and address many of the daily challenges experienced in practice. Next, I'd like to introduce Jennifer Wagner, who's a senior clinical research and application specialist and involved with global education, to talk you through our new Shape Coil, which is an exciting addition to our RF coil lineup. Jennifer, I'm looking forward to your presentation.
Hi everyone, my name is Jennifer Wagner. I'm an application specialist working with our scientists and engineers at Canon Medical Research USA with additional duties related to extending global MR education. As by now many of you have probably heard, RSNA 2021 marks the release of some new coil technology for our product line, and that is the Shape Coil. Since I've had the opportunity to work with the Shape Coil, both 1.5 and 3T, I'd like to take the next few minutes to share with you some of my experiences with the coil so that you can feel comfortable in understanding not only how it will allow our patients to reach a new comfort zone, but also allow for the realization of the advanced productivity that our customers need. So if this is your first introduction to the Shape Coil, then we should go over some of its basics. As you can see here, the Shape Coil provides significantly more coverage in the Z-axis than our current flex coils do. So this additional coverage can be easily appreciated here with this large FOV imaging of the lower leg, while at the same time the Shape Coil provides sufficient SNR for high-resolution dedicated imaging of joints like the knee. The same advantage can equally be seen in the upper body, where the Shape Coil can be applied to the humerus or to the elbow and shoulder joints. And this combination of coverage and element density is perfect for standard body imaging, yet also provides sufficient SNR to allow for smaller FOV imaging where necessary in both the trunk and torso. So the shape coil can be oriented across any axis in the bore, which you've already seen demonstrated by the marketing video. What was not demonstrated, however, is the fact that the shape coil can additionally be applied vertically against the patient. And here we see examples of the shape coil used to image the spine of 2 volunteers who are lying in the decubitus position. As I've already mentioned, the coil is flexible, but actually each element within the coil is flexible itself. And given our virtual presence this year at RSNA, I realize many of you, perhaps the majority of you, will not have the opportunity to actually interact with one of these coils before discussing it with your customers. So I wanted to provide you with a few quick demonstrations showing exactly how flexible the unit is. Hopefully here you can appreciate the flexibility as I twist to show the range of motion of the coil. And also, as you saw in the marketing video at the beginning of this presentation, the coil can be folded or wrapped along its wide axis. But I'd also like to emphasize the fact that it can be folded along its long axis as shown here on the right. This approach of folding the coil along its long axis is one of the things that makes it easily applicable to things like elbows and ankles, which typically utilize a field of view of 14 centimeters or so. The coil is also so soft and pliable that it stays into place when folded, and I thought it might be helpful for you to see how this flexibility compares to that of our existing coils, which when wrapped around this small target automatically spring back open. Conversely, if I fold the shape coil over, it stays in place without any additional help. Here's another example showing how simple it is to drape the shape coil over a spherical phantom, while the other existing coils spring away from the target, draw more attention from the technologist, they slow down setup, and if they have any chance of staying in place, they're going to require straps. You can imagine how welcome the shape coil's flexibility would be if you're injured, unable to fully extend your arm or leg, seriously ill with an abdomen bloated by ascites, or you have an atypical shape such as pregnant women. Similarly, due to its ample field of view and pliability, the shape coil is easy to drape over the patient even if imaging must be acquired in non-standard positions, such as for the decubitus abdomen that we've shown here. A customer can purchase 2 shape coils to provide even more coverage, and this allows this system to really answer a very wide variety of clinical needs. And I hope this short presentation has given you a few ideas on how the shape coil might redefine our coil lineup with increased comfort and advanced productivity.
And last, but certainly not least, I'd like to introduce Romain Sudra, who has led the development of the new tablet user interface that you heard about earlier. As a former radiographer, Romain certainly understands the needs and has spent many hours discussing workflow improvement with radiographers. Romain, I'm really looking forward to this presentation. Please take it away.
Just to introduce myself, my name is Romain Sudre. I'm in charge of the Tablaturix project at Canon Medical System, and I was also a former radiographer. I worked 10 years as a technologist in an oncology center in France, and now we'll talk to you today about the Tablaturix project. As a former radiographer, I faced many times issues during my daily practice. I was confronted to increase of examination. Our challenge was to bring innovation and advance productivity and also maintain a good patient satisfaction. We made 2 different observations. First, all MRI departments have their own workflow, but it's really difficult to anticipate and manage the unexpected. Secondly, to improve productivity, all vendors focalize most of the time on acquisition time. We asked our designer to observe and analyze user behavior on many hospitals around the world. They identify quickly the cognitive overload of medical team. Indeed, the user needs to manage multiple temporality in the same time and in the same user interface. The last patient, the current one under examination, and the next one on the waiting room. Thanks to those observations, we identify some opportunities. We imagine a user interface to remote some tasks far from the console and near to the patient. We want your outcome to drive our innovation. For that, we decide to follow the UX process. UX is for user experience. We have several steps to do. First, the research to identify your pains. Secondly, we design some hypotheses and we test it with you. But it isn't a one-way travel. We iterate a lot until we find the perfect solution to your needs. Finally, we build a product made by radiographer for radiographers. Now, let's move and introduce the new Tablaturix, a device to assist the radiographer during the patient preparation. We give everything he needs directly in his hands. All information in the same place. It was never been easier to prepare examination. The user can select the protocol, check patient condition, and share information in a deported manner. Finally, the radiographer can focus only on what matters, the patient. Let me introduce more in detail the Tablaturix, a product easy to clean, improving the patient care, the safety, and the productivity. The patient work list allows the radiographer to manage easily the appointment schedule. The patient summary provides all necessary information, for example, the body part, the contraindication survey to fill with the patient, and the medical observation, for example, a free note, and add a picture. The exam remote preparation, including the mandatory information as a coil, patient positioning, and protocol selection. Because it's possible, we add the contrast management with the kidney function calculator. The remote protocol selection allows the radiographer to prepare the next examination without disturbing the current acquisition. The cherry on the cake is the real-time monitoring to keep an eye on the running acquisition and image quality. We want to propose a flexible tool available on a different device. Obviously, on a mobile one, like a phone or a mobile tablet. Through a simple device, your medical staff will be able to take care of more patients in a better way to improve overall satisfaction. We are now in advanced productivity with Canon Medical.
Thank you, Romain. This is certainly impressive technology, and I expect many of our listeners are eager to learn more. If you would like to learn more about any of the solutions presented today, or indeed any Canon Medical products, please visit our website or reach out to your local Canon sales representative. Well, that's it. We hope you've enjoyed the presentations today, learning about how Vantage Fortian provides new opportunities to advance MR productivity. Take care, be well, and good scanning.